Right. Well, hello, people. It's good to welcome you onto the Blue Frontier tutor interview. We are, in fact, interviewing today Dr. Ratakane Maime, and he will tell us a little bit about himself. But I just wanted to kick off by saying, obviously, you know why we exist. The Blue Frontier Academy exists to help people with their studies at various levels. And we can help people doing an MBA, we can help people doing a doctoral thesis, we can help people doing matric maths. We exist to help people achieve their goals, achieve their dreams in education. Obviously, education is not easy these days. Many people are trying to get qualified at a time in their lives when they still have other challenges, other things they're trying to do. And we are here as an organization to assist. We are here to mentor or help people in whatever way we can. So, Dr. Maime, it's great to have you with us today. And that's just by way of an introduction. And I thought we might try to address a couple of those points in relation to yourself. So won't you tell us something about you, about Dr. Maime, what your background is and where you come from?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chris. I am Dr. Maime. My full names are Ratakane Maime. My professional background is in the academia mainly. I have an experience in lecturing in the fields of accounting, information systems, and ultimately the one that I am still doing now is that of supervision at honors and masters and in the doctoral levels of studies. That's my in a nutshell, my academic background. I have a master's qualification in business administration, where I focus on an extensive research in management information systems within the context of passport processing. And then I pursued my PhD study within the same stream of business admin, but there my focus was mainly on financial benefits. I was developing a framework for measuring the financial benefits of web technologies, this time within the context of institutions of higher learning. And then I have some background in the corporate, although because of my love for the academics, I spent most of my time in the academia. I'm currently pursuing within my professional the professional world. I'm a director of a new research company called Jedbo Research Consulting. And again, for my love for the academics and helping students and all of that, then I finally joined the Blue Frontier path. Well, I'm a father of two boys. And okay. I have a wife and two boys.
All right, that's cool. Not two wives and one boy, a wife and two boys. Well, it's wonderful to have you with us, Dr. Maime. Am I saying that correctly? Maime.
Definitely.
Brilliant. It's really nice. And thank you for that introduction. So obviously, the whole thing of academia is what drives you, both for your own achievement and also for helping other people achieve the sort of academic goals or dreams that they might have.
Definitely.
That's brilliant. And you obviously come very well qualified to do that. So you, as you said, your goal is to help people through Blue Frontier to actually achieve that. I didn't introduce myself, for which I apologize, but my name is Chris Voisey, and I am actually a communication presentation skills tutor. So my job, what I have a passion about, is helping people express themselves confidently, so that once people have the information, they can put that information across. And we're very similar in that I also have, a real dream to help people do that. Very often we can, I'm sure you might agree, we can gather a lot of information, we can have a lot of academic knowledge, but then we've still got to put our ideas across to other people.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And sometimes
we don't always have the skill to do that.
Yeah, that's sometimes quite a challenge. Dr. Maime, just tell me a little bit. Obviously, you will be working a lot with research students or students who are busy with a thesis or trying to get something of that nature together. Why do people defer this? Why do so many people give up in some ways on their studies, actually at many levels, but at the level that you would be experienced with?
Okay, thank you very much. Well, in my experience, I think research is a highly technical field. It's not one that you can just tackle through the textbook, going through some theory and then applying it. And mostly it sounds very overwhelming for someone who comes into that world, and for someone who's new in that specific field, it's very difficult for them to grapple with some of the technical aspects of the field itself. It's new. I mean, no one goes into the academia most of the time expecting or knowing that there will be something called research that they have to do. As much as we expect many other things. And every time when someone asks or hears about research, they always have the question of what is it and what is it about? So I think it's a very new field, so much that even people in the academia themselves, there are very few researchers, even within the academia. By virtue of being an academic, it does not make one a researcher. In fact, many academics are not researchers in any way, and they don't even come any close to doing research. So it's a very new field, one that requires, I would say, a certain kind of decision, a certain type of thought. You put a thought into it to say, I'm going into this field. I'm going into this field. So that's one of the reasons. It's a highly technical one that requires help. And most of the time, unfortunately, it's a very lonely journey. Because once you do research, it's lonely in that you're going to find yourselves, there are very few people doing research. And also, it goes more, it happens through supervision and no longer through a classroom context. So it's a very lonely field, and your study is unique to yourself. Nobody else is doing the study that you're doing. So it's very lonely. So it requires a certain level of agility and strength to do that type of to endeavor into that kind of study. Well, remember, over and above all this, there's commitments, there's family commitments, and the people find it very overwhelming. Some people, even though they have family commitments, you may find that at least they are within a classroom environment, they have other people to discuss with and all of that. But on this journey where very few people have an experience in, there's no one to really discuss with. And only you and your supervisor, and you meet with your supervisor once in a while. So I would say, generally speaking, that's the main challenge. That's the main challenge.
You know, I find that very interesting, and I think it is absolutely true what you are saying. It is a lonely journey, and very often you are expected just to get on with it. You know, when you think of, we leave school with a matric, and then I know when I left school, which is a long time ago, I'm a lot younger than you are, but when I left school long time ago, and I decided I wanted to go to university and get a degree, the jump between school and just university at undergrad level, just getting a BA in English and philosophy, which was the degree I was going for and achieved at UKZN, you know, the jump between the way that you study, the way that you think about studying between school and university is a big jump. So, you know, suddenly you are expected now, you don't get fed things, you don't get given things, you are thrown into a situation where essentially university is saying, well, use your brain. You think, work this out for yourself. That is very often difficult to do because we haven't really been taught how to do that. Would you agree with that? I think that's part of what you're saying.
Definitely, I agree with you. I agree with you. there's two ways to it. You are right in that there's very little to no preparation for you to come to that level of independence.
Yeah.
On the other side, it should be expected that at that level, an individual should be prepared, and for one to decide to go that route to do, for example, an honors and a master's study, they should have developed a certain level of responsibility and independence. And in fact, most of the time, that's what it tests more than anything else: the level of independence in studying, the level of your ability to push yourself. But at the end of the day, are you prepared for it? You should have prepared yourself for it, but you should have also been prepared for it by your institution, so that at the end of the day, that's why you don't find a lot of people willing to pursue that route. There's very little preparation from an institutional perspective, as much as on the other side, it is an individual's responsibility. But preparation would have really done a bit of work in assisting students to develop that kind of confidence and ability to make such a decision.
Fantastic. So for the students, the people at whatever level who are watching this video and watching your interview, what we're trying to say is they can, you will enable them to start thinking for themselves, to start taking responsibility for the learning that they will be undertaking, and you will be helping them in that process.
Yes. It's in this type of journey, you do need someone to take you by the hand. And you do need someone to help you walk your journey, which is a unique journey, a different journey from anybody else's journey. And you need someone who understands your particular challenge, your particular goals. And that is why it cannot be tackled in the same general way in which you tackle a classroom environment. You're being discipled, if I was to use that language. You are an individual who's being discipled into your specific the peak of your academic journey and purpose. And so so what we do is precisely that, to meet your particular needs, to relate the research concepts and process to what you are doing specifically, so that we take you out. There's a need for general knowledge, but there's also a need for knowledge to be applied to your specific need. And if that can be done, then you're off to go. So we understand that the challenge mainly is you do not understand, one, you don't have the general knowledge of the field. Two, you do not even know then how you can apply that to your specific context, to your specific need, to your specific research. And anyway, research is very broad, and there's too many concepts, and no one has the ability to understand what those concepts are and how they can apply them to their specific need. And that's where we come in, to make it bearable for you.
Well, that's fantastic to hear. Thank you very much, Dr. Ratakane Maime. It's very good to speak to you and to hear that. I personally think that is so encouraging I've been in the teaching field a long time, and to hear the way that Dr. Maime is talking about assisting and helping people, taking your hand, enabling you to think in the right way, to investigate in the right way. So I just want to say to any learners, students, people out there, if you're feeling like you're at the end of your rope, you just don't know where else to go, this is why this organization exists, and why people like Dr. Maime, myself, many other tutors who belong to the Blue Frontier Online Academy can help you. So if you're feeling distressed, if you're feeling emotionally distraught about your studies, please contact us and see what it is that we can do and how we can help you get to the next step in coping with handling successfully your studies, whatever they might be. So, Dr. Maime, thank you very much indeed for being with us today. It's really good to talk to you, and we're very happy that you are on board at the Blue Frontier Academy.
Much appreciated, sir. I'm glad to be part of the team.
Thank you very much.